Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be taking a look at Titans Beast World issue 4 by Tom Taylor and Lucas Meyer. Amanda Waller's mission finally begins to take off as the Wall sends Peacemaker out to recruit Chester Runk, better known as Chunk, as she has use for his black hole creation powers. Peacemaker has been making appearances here and there throughout this event as well as through Williamson's setup for what Waller is doing here, but Taylor's writing here is the first time I've truly felt that he's drawing on the John Cena Peacemaker, since every line he says in this issue is something you would hear John Cena say, and it's great. There is a really neat dark humor to how he's written here, as he accidentally kills Chester's son, who has been turned into one of the animal people who was attacking him, and he just kind of waves it off and wishes Chester would be a bit more grateful to him being saved. It's something I can totally see John Cena's Peacemaker saying. In terms of Waller's plans, it's all laid out really rather well throughout the book, and it's all the way through the book. It's not just some random page that we cut away from the Titans story. Waller distracts the Titans with Giganta, who becomes infected and turns into a 40-story bear that just lays waste to Ivytown, and while the heroes deal with that, the Bureau of Sovereignty moves in. As I hoped, Bureau is something related to the Sovereign from the Tom King Wonder Woman book, and is headlined by Sergeant Steel, one of Diana's main villains over in her new book. And just like in King's book, he is a completely unlikable bootlicker who is more than happy to turn on the heroes, framing them as Beast Boy willingly killed these people and the Titans knew all about it and wanted to help him. The cool thing is that this puts Nightwing and the team in a really tough spot, since they want to help the Earth but also protect their friend Garfield, knowing that he didn't mean to do any of this and he was manipulated, so they have to protect both parties. But to the general public, it looks like the team is against Steel and his guys, exactly what Waller wants. Waller meanwhile enacts the final stages of her plan personally. She plans to take out Beast Boy and utilizes Lex's hidden Justice League teleportation tech, which he stole from Batman, to teleport Chester into Garro's brain, forcing Chester to effectively become a big Task Force X brain bomb and blow Garro's head up, killing him. I had assumed that Garro would die, but using Chester as a human bomb is so dark, especially because he's a bit of a sad character. He's really kind of a loner, and he's also friends with Wally too, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen when the Titans learn that one of Wally's friends was killed, and killed in such a brutal, callous way. The one part of the plan I still don't really like, and I said this in my review of issue 3, is that I wish it was a little bit more focused on the Titans in terms of how Waller was picking and choosing what she was going to use as her weapons. Like, instead of using stolen Batman teleportation tech, Waller should have stolen the Titans technology, or like the boom tubes, or discovered their trophy room on Mars and used those tools to help frame them in what they are doing here, instead of relying on Sarge Steel ranting about it on TV. It would have been a little bit more effective, I would have assumed, in framing them in what they are doing with Garro and seemingly like they are going against the Earth and all of its other heroes. Thanks to Waller finally getting a little bit more meat in the event, the only thing I really want to see now is more of Dr. Hate. Again, he's another character we keep being told is some, huge threat and a big badass and everything is very important, but we've barely even seen him. And even in one of the first tie-ins, he was immediately beaten by a team who just sort of met that very day. So they aren't doing a very good job of selling him as like this big be-all end-all threat, or fleshing him out in any real meaningful way. And any identity reveal, since they keep harping on the fact that he's someone the Titans know and they will be shocked to know who he is, and I think he even revealed his identity to Garfield before Garfield was turned, and Garfield was shocked. But any identity reveal, no matter what it is, I don't think will make any big difference, especially because he's one of those specifically created for event characters we see all the time that look pretty cool. They get to be on a cover and all that sort of stuff, and they stick around for maybe a month's worth of books after the event is finished, and then they just kind of disappear until some writer 5 years later decides to bring them back. I guess time will just tell what exactly the deal is with Dr. Hate, but right now he's really a nothing character, and I don't know why they keep bigging him up when he really has done barely anything throughout this entire event. Lucas Meyer returns for the artwork and again captures the event's scale really well. I love the focus on blockbuster-sized disasters, like buildings being completely obliterated and toppled by a giant bear. It all looked really great, and there was a great sense of destruction and just hopelessness from all of the characters who witnessed this. There was also a fantastic final page depicting Garo's supposed death, and that was super well done, relying really well on shadows and silhouette to get the point across that the character had died, instead of, relying on stuff like blood and guts and kind of a shock value sort of thing. I like that it was quite tastefully done. As Beastworld enters its third act, Tom Taylor finally shifts things over onto Amanda Waller and her intricate plans, using big blockbuster action and established ideas from other books like Tom King's Wonder Woman to build out her plan. I'm much more invested in the event now that she has been fleshed out a little bit more, and hopefully that will continue as the back half of the event plays out, and hopefully they also continue the slightly darker trajectory, since this issue had some really dark story beats, especially when it came to Chester Runk and his fate, and I really liked that it was going into a darker place with these characters. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10, so give it a go and check out the previous installments of Beastworld right here on the Fortress of Solitude.